A very warm welcome to one and all. Myself, Sophia Samuel, and my team members, Ms. Jessica DeMello and Sister Ria Baby, the student teachers of Pushpanjali College of Education, present before you are innovation in blended teaching and learning practices in science and mathematics education. The title of our practice was Blended Learning Through Story Quest. The aim of the practice is exploring the content and expanding our knowledge through stories and various activities. It is taken from Standard 6 from the chapter Diversity in Living Things and Their Classification. Learning activities in Story Quest was stretched for 8 days. Day 1, Introduction. Day 2, Task Orientation. Day 3 and 4, Processing. Day 5, Evaluation. Day 6 to 8, Enrichment activities. Firstly, a Google Classroom was created and the link was shared with the students. Students were asked to join the Google Classroom and the activities were given to them. Each day was focused on a particular activity, which included synchronous, asynchronous, online as well as offline, individual and group activity, where students were actively engaged and were participating in each of these. Day 1, Introduction. A link was shared in the classroom, which was an online story created by one of our professor, ma'am, Cynthia DeCosta. The name of the storybook was Plants That Heal. In this book, it focused on a grandmother and Aditi, where Aditi was not well, and how grandmother guides her and tells her about the herbal tea, the natural products that we used back then. It focused on the ginger, which said that it is good for digestion, garlic, which lowers the BP. That is how the natural plants were exposed to Aditi. We allowed the students to note every name of the plant that they observed and also write their local names of the plants. The book focused on the medicinal use of the plants and students were asked to make a note of them. Day 2, Task Orientation. In this day, we started with having a discussion of all the knowledge that the students has acquired from the book. The students were allowed to visit their gardens and a Padlet link was shared with them. In this activity, we also displayed various materials which were from the plant source, for example, oil from coconut, chips from potatoes, etc. Hence, the images clicked by our students were displayed here in the Padlet link. The activity was synchronous, offline, and an individual activity where each student participated actively and enjoyed it. Now, I call upon Sister Ria to take the further part.
Thank you, Ms. Sophia. On day 3 of the Story Quest blended learning experience, we stepped into the processing step. This was an online session where the students had an individual asynchronous learning experience as they analyzed the pictures that they posted on the Padlet. It was a constructive learning experience that they found meaning for their activities done in school. Here, we helped the students to analyze different plants in their surroundings and probe them to classify those plants on the Padlet from their perception. This made students active learners, and we had a role of just facilitators. On the same day, we provided the students with a website where the students were able to see or get information about many common plants from our surroundings, which raised the interest level of students and aided visual learners. Here, I gladly acknowledge that this beautiful, open, and free website named Small Science was prepared by Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education, including the information of plants in their campus and surroundings. Children were also asked to upload their understanding that they got from this website in the Padlet. On day 4 of our Story Quest blended learning experience, we shifted to a synchronous online group learning where the Google Classroom was updated with an animated story named A Day in Bagicha Land. In the story, we included conversation of plants about themselves, and the dialogue goes like this. The oak tree asked Coriander, "Look, Coriander, you may be green, but I doubt you can be called a tree like me." And the Coriander replied, "Yes, mighty oak, I have no trunk nor branches like you, but I'm a herb and I'm a plant too." This story increased the interest level of students, and this was up to the level of the students where in the story, the plants were conversing about themselves, about their properties, modifications, and functions. The storybook helped the students understand the classification made by them on previous day. The alternative classification made by the students were also appreciated and discussed, and they were given online space to display them where the philosophy of learning by doing was incorporated in our blended learning. On the same day in the offline class, the synchronous group study continued by exhibiting specimens to encourage students to see the adaptations, modifications, and properties of plants which they came across in online studies, like the climbers may have tendrils and the lotus have a waxy leaf. After the processing session of 2 days, on day 5, online and offline evaluations was done. For offline evaluation, various specimens were displayed and students were asked to classify them where they actually applied their knowledge gained throughout last 4 days of orientation and processing. The online evaluation was done through word wall platform where the students were given questions from the content part along with options for that. And the quiz goes like this. Dash are the plants that grow close to the soil. And the options are trees, climbers, and shrubs. And shrubs are the plants that grow close to the soil. Let's see. And the question number 2 goes like this. Pumpkin, watermelon, muskmelon are the examples of creepers. Many more online applications like H5P, Kahoot are also available to do this online evaluation. Now I invite Ms. Jessica DeMello to continue with the further part.
Thank you, Sister Ria. Day 6 to 8 consisted of step 5 of blended learning through Story Quest, where we focused on enrichment through various multiple intelligence activities. It includes asynchronous, individual, and both offline and online activities. To bring about this enrichment, activities like identifying things of plant origin from the student's surroundings and uploading it on Padlet, planting a sapling, watching videos about eco-warriors like Padma Shri awardee Tulsi Gowda were conducted. The Art of Mixing Colors, a book put together by myself, was shared with the students. Through this book, they were able to read about color theory, making organic colors for Holi or painting through plants and vegetables. For example, making color red from beetroot by chopping one cooked beetroot and adding it to water. Beetroot then creates a strong red color that you can combine easily with other colors. By slicing a thumb-sized piece of turmeric and adding it to water, yellow color can be made. This red and yellow colors can be mixed together to form orange color. This book also consists of many other fun activities which explains the theory of mixing of colors. The students were also encouraged to visit nurseries or gardens in their neighborhood and observe various plants and connect it to what they have already learned. As we are carrying out this process, we have come to a realization that this method has a lot of benefits. It helps in constructivist learning and in promoting inquiry amongst the students. Using stories for learning promotes critical thinking and increases the students' interest in the topic. The various activities that we had planned help in learning about values like team building. Platforms like Padlets and word walls are used to help students showcase their work and creativity, as well as evaluate what they have already learned and understood. As stories are in the form of OERs, that is nothing but open education resources, where the stories can be remixed according to needs and interests. They can be reused again as learning objects. This method also promotes hobbies. I would like to conclude our session by saying that this teaching learning practice has taught us that asynchronous and synchronous learning, individual or group activities, as well as using digital and physical resources can help the child understand better and makes learning more interesting through a blend of various offline and online activities. Because all's well that blends well. Thank you for listening to us. Have a great day ahead.
This is the poster that depicts the innovative practice, blended learning through Story Quest. We are very happy to announce that the team presented their work online during the contest, which was organized by Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education, Mumbai, on the occasion of National Science Day on 28th February 2022. This contest was entitled Innovative Teaching Learning Practices for Online Science and Mathematics Education. The team bagged the first place. We have our principal, Dr. Mabel Pimenta, felicitating the prize winners, Sister Ria Baby, Ms. Jessica DeMello, and Ms. Sophia Samuel. The team members, along with the faculty members, after the felicitation. Hearty congratulations once again to our winning team, Ms. Jessica DeMello, Ms. Sophia Samuel, and Sister Ria Baby for winning the first place in the contest on innovation in blended teaching and learning practices in science and mathematics education, organized by Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education on National Science Day, 28th February 2022.